Santos. Thank you, everybody, for coming here and showing support to the Syrian people and their struggle for peace, freedom, and democracy. We heard earlier today how the revolution started 5 years ago. We heard about the schoolboys in Dara and the slogans they painted on their school. Those boys, they were taken and they were tortured by the secret police. And at that point, people began to march peacefully in the streets. They wanted reform. And after that, the regime began firing on protesters. And that's the genesis of Assad's brutal crackdown on Syria. For 5 years, Syrians have lived hell on earth because of the regime, because of ISIS, and ISIS, which is just a front to persuade Syrians that the only choice is between dictatorship and terrorism. Well, that's not true. On top of the sniper fire that the regime unleashed on the Syrian people, they also unleashed chemical weapons, starvation seizures, indiscriminate bombing, mass torture, killing, and rape. He did this to his own people. It's been estimated that 470,000 people died in Syria, and that there are 1.9 million wounded. 11.5% of the population has been killed or injured in the past 5 years. 11.5%. More than half of the Syrian population has been displaced, either internally or abroad, and many have drowned coming to the shores of Europe. The UN declared Syria to be the worst humanitarian crisis since World War II. But maybe there's hope. 2 weeks ago, the ceasefire began, and even with some violations of the ceasefire, Syrians came out again to protest on the streets for freedom and democracy. They didn't let the regime stop them. They didn't lose the spirit of the revolution. These brave Syrians, they showed us how hungry they are for peace and freedom. And the international community, who hasn't done much for them so far, should stop letting them down when it comes to peace talks and to taking in refugees. 5 years, that's enough. How can the international community expect Syrians to accept a mass murderer and war criminal as president? How can the international community expect Syrian people to accept any political solution while the regime in Russia bombed them? They bombed schools, hospitals, markets, bakeries. These are war crimes. How long can we expect a ceasefire to last if the international community keeps ignoring the demands of Syria? We call for an end to bombs and to violence against civilians. We call for the release of political detainees. We call for an end to starvation seizures. After 5 years, don't you think it's about time we start giving Syrians what they want and what they've been fighting for? Thank you so much for your time. Some of you may have seen my colleagues collecting funds to help cover the cost of the printing and banners and flags. Please donate if you'd like to. They're just to my left. Thank you very much.